So let's start with some data set. Okay. We'll use that restaurant data that we were working on initially. You remember that data? Hello. Yeah, you remember that data, no? That restaurant one that we were using initially? Oh, so we'll start with that only. Let's see some more plotting techniques for that data only. Just copy the path. Okay. Now let me zoom in. So let's say data is equal to the read CSV, and this is the path, and let's see the head of data. This is like the head of data. You see this, these are all the columns, right? Okay. So now let's start with some simple plot. So we in the last session we had seen about plots related to pandas, you know, various plots that are available. Today we will see the library Matplotlib. So how do we import it? Again, the name is as sample import mat, and there is this pyplot. Okay, pyplot package inside this Matplotlib. So this is like the package, and this is the particular module that we want to import. Okay, so matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Fine. So inside this package, you will see this module. Okay, this is fine. Hello. Okay. So to start with, let's say we do now. You will tell me. Let's do the aggregation of number of restaurants city-wise. How we will do this? Tell me. Let's see, please. Some restaurant. So just want to tell me name or something like this. Okay. Or simply we can just do dot count. This is one way, and the other way is equal to data city dot value counts. Okay, both the ways are there. Both result in, likewise. So you see, this is the only difference is here you will get a panda series, and here if you see the data type, let's see the type. This should be okay. This is also series. So yeah, nothing, no difference as such. So city wise, and let's just now use plt dot plot. Okay, and let's just plot city wise. So we are now using matplotlib. Earlier I showed you we were doing city wise dot plot, and in the last class that was pandas plotting. Now we are using matplotlib plotting. You see, so this is by default showing what, this is showing a, this is known as a line chart. Okay, so instead of line chart, if we want a bar chart, what we do, we can use plt dot bar, and we plot this. We don't need height. Okay, so bar requires two arguments. One is what should be there in the x-axis, and one is what should be there in the y-axis. Okay, so city wise, so if you just see simply this data, because this is panda series, let's convert it into a data frame for now, so that we can form the x and y. And you see, this is now one column, and this is the city column. Currently this is the row index, है ना? So we'll bring this to the column from row index. So you see this is the index column and this is the city column. Okay, let us do this before plotting now. Okay. City wise, this gets converted to a pandas data frame and we change the column names also. Let's make first column as city and the second column as count. First column is city and the second column is count. Fine. So now x is what? X is on x axis we need the city, on y axis we need the count. Yeah? Now you see. Okay, this one second. This is asking. I think this naming is wrong. Let's just use x and y. I think the names are different, but yeah. So you see, this is with the bar plot. No, you can customize like if you want anything else. So the first is if you want the exact. Let me show you. Just yeah, just a second. I'll tell you what I want. Question mark PLT dot bar. X and height. Okay, this is what we need to provide. Height, yeah, y instead of y it is height. Okay. So if you see x and the height, this would give the same result. Okay, very good. Now you see these city names are not visible because they are overlapping. No. So what we can do is we can rotate these labels. Okay, we can also rotate these labels, but that we'll see at a later stage. Okay, for now let's keep things simple. Fine. Although it is very easy if you just do like this, plt dot xpix. Okay, and you provide the property rotation is equal to let's say 90. See. Um, show. Usually we use plt.show if you are because we are using Jupyter notebook, so it is automatically showing the output. Otherwise we have to call this plt.show. Okay, so now you see this is very good looking na? In terms of sharing your information with let's say any end user or any executive. You will definitely prefer using these charts rather than just sharing the raw information. Okay, so this is why we use, and this is even pandas plotting, that is good, but that is not that much customizable as far as this is there. Matplotlib is highly customizable. Okay, you can change everything here, so that's, and it's easy to customize. Okay, so that's why we use Matplotlib very often. Now in last class I had also shown you histograms. Here also let's see plt.hist and let's say data and votes. This is similar now, like we had seen votes. Let's take rating for now. See, again we're getting these histograms. So similar to that pandas plotting. Now we are using Matplotlib. Fine. So this is histogram. Instead of histogram, let's say if you want to use pie chart. Okay. So we can also do plt.py. Let's see. We will need in pie chart we need two things. One is the value and one is the labels. So what can we take? Let's see a pie chart. Okay. So let's show this data city wise count. Okay, using a pie chart, and we'll only use those cities that have count greater than let's say 1000 or 500. Fine. First I'll show you the simple one. Then I'll tell you why we are using like this. Just a second. First is city wise count, and then labels is equal to city wise city. Okay. Let's just do a plt.plot so that all this text won't show, all this text otherwise shows. Plt.show. Yeah, you see this? Hello. Sorry, here it is. Yeah, this is just a bar plot, and here we are using a pie chart. Okay, so see, Bangalore has maximum, Delhi has maximum, Mumbai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, you know. So this is another way to show the information using a pie chart. Okay, so these are what you want to see. So labels is what you see, these Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Kolkata, and this is the data. According to this data, the area of this pie allotted to this label would be decided. Okay, if let's say Delhi is having 5,000 counts and totally there are 50,000 counts, then 10% of the area would be given to Delhi. So this is how it actually divides this whole 360 degrees into you know different radians and all those things. Okay, so that calculation is doing on its own. Fine. Percentage occupied by this. So for that though, you what you can do is you will have to first yourself calculate the percentage. Okay. Like as a column you can add the percentage and then you can put it in the label. Or if you simply want to just show the percentage, if you want that, so let's see if this works. Let's say auto percentage is equal to percent 1.0 f. See, okay, so it is highly customizable, Matplotlib. This shows that how many decimal places you want to show. 1.0 f. Yeah, yeah. If this I suppose try this so that you are able to understand. Now you see two decimal places. You are able to see. I'm keeping it zero, so only zero decimal places as of now. Fine. This is how you can do it. You can also do a lot many things. Whatever you can think of, that is possible in this Matplotlib. Okay, fine. So now, sorry, what? Fractions you won't usually show on your graph. How that would also be possible. That okay, simply do that. Now let me show you another type of plot, that is scatter plot. Scatter plot is simply, let's say, this is also with bivariate analysis. So two variables we would need. Uh, so let's say we take the votes versus rating. Okay, let's say we want to compare votes versus rating, or rating versus cost. Let's say we want to compare this. So usually, is it that the higher the rating, higher the cost, lower the rating, lower the cost, or what are the restaurants that that are having low cost but still very good rating? Okay, now you see this. We will start with plt.scatter and x is equal to data, let's say rating, and y is equal to data cost. So you see, these are the different ratings on x-axis, and on y-axis you see these are what the different costs. Okay, this is, sorry, it is a more as compared to pandas. This chart is see, what we can derive from this star chart is that you see there is one restaurant that is having one rating and even 3,000 rupees cost, है ना? So you can highlight such restaurants. So this is possible using such charts only, है ना? And there is many charts that have very less cost and still very good rating. So all these that are coming here. Yeah, we can also do like this. Let's say plt.title rating versus cost. So this would be the title of the class. X label. X label is what? Rating. What is Y label? Y label is cost. Okay, now you see rating versus cost. Cost is now written here. Here rating is written. Okay. So this is very, you can beautify your chart like this. Okay. And even you can provide font families, font size, font color, everything can be you know played around with. So I can show you an example. Let's say you want to change the font, so you need to provide it in a dictionary format. Okay, let's say the size of font is 20. Okay, the color of font, so color of font is, let's say, red. Okay, now you see this. Everything is possible. So this is scatter plot with two variables. Now let's see a scatter plot with even three variables we can try. Let's say on x-axis we keep data ratings, y-axis we keep again data cost, and on hue we keep data and votes. See this. Uh, okay, just a second. I think the name has changed. Matplotlib. Okay, this thinking Matplotlib instead of view, because there is also the Seaborn library that we'll see in that. So I have tried that. Okay. Okay, in this I think we won't be able to do it. Let's, okay, so this would be tough in Matplotlib. Let me show you another library. Okay, now this library is Seaborn. Is SNS. Okay, SNS is this. We can use anything here, but I'm using SNS as the shorthand. And let's use SNS dot scatter plot. Okay, now here you need to use scatter plot. Now you see this. Now you also have votes here. The darker the value of this circle, that means higher the votes. Okay, but the issue is that there are too many overlaps and all those things. So I think color, yeah, color of this data is based on lighter color means 1000 near to 1000 value, or darker color means near to. Let me change this one second. Let me make this like this, then it will be more easy to understand. Here on this. Now you see. Votes is here. Rating is no. Okay. See, hue means I have put on y-axis also I have put in rating, and in hue also I have put in rating. Okay, now you see. The lower value of rating inside hue means a lighter color. You see, a lighter color. And a darker value means a higher rating. So essentially we can plot three variables in a single graph. Cost, votes and rating. See, cost on the x-axis, votes on the y-axis, and rating is denoted by the color of the dot. Okay, so hue is basically the color, light or dark, how it is. Fine. So this is how Seaborn is even more powerful than Matplotlib, and you can use it for even more functions. Fine. Very good. Now let me show you some more examples of Seaborn. The other day I had shown scatter plot. I can also show you, let's say, distribution plots. Okay. Just a second. Let me see which would be easier to start with. Mm, Okay, let's see cat plot. So this is C1 sinus dot cat plot. This is categorical plot. Okay, and you can also do it like this. Data is equal to, let's say, what was the data city wise, or data is equal to data. Okay, whatever is the data frame name, and here directly you can provide the find is equal to bar, let's say, the x and y. How I can show you here. Let's say here we were using the scatter plot. you know Here you see we are using the scatter plot for Seaborn. So instead of this, I could have also done like this: data is equal to data, whatever is my data frame name. If I would have been using city wise, this would have become city wise, but now this is same. And here then I won't need to provide it like the data frame name every time. So I can just provide the column names of the pandas data frame. So it would work like this also. See, so this is another way. So now we have categorical plot, and on, let's say, on x-axis we put city, and on y-axis we put rating, and let's say hue is our on y-axis we put cost. Cost will be a lot. So let's pick something else. Let's take locality. Y is locality and hue is a rating. Fine. And now, and the data that we are using, let's just use the data for data city is equal to Delhi. Let's just take the data for Delhi. Repeated article. Okay, here using data. Instead of the entire data, we just take the data for Delhi. Oh, one I need to say this is. Let's not use you to start with. Now, so let's take locality and now you see. Okay. So on y-axis is the ratings. So only for Delhi city we are checking the data for locality versus rating. Okay, and this denotes the mean value, the graph, and this is like the range. This this line. This is like the range of values that it is having. So you see, East Delhi is having the restaurants that are having least number of ratings, good ratings. Okay, so this is like one kind of plot that you can use. Then I had shown you box plots in detail. So even Seaborn has box plots. If you see box Matplotlib, maybe we can do this, but Seaborn is like even better. So what should be the x-axis? Let's take locality, and y-axis is, let's say, cost, and data is our again data for Delhi. Okay, see, this looks much, automatically it has taken different colors and all those things. This was not possible in Matplotlib and pandas. You had to specify each color, and you see automatically X label, Y label it's taking. You know, all this we are not defining anyway. So that is why Seaborn is more advanced. So most of the stuff it is doing automatically. Okay. So this is how the simple pandas would be simple. Matplotlib would be a bit further, and Seaborn is even more feature loaded. You, know. You can even change the colors and do many different things. Let's say you can change your. I will show you. You can change your palette. Green and red. So only green and red colors are here in the palette. So green, red, green, red, green. So it will use just green, red. Or if you want green, red, blue, so green, red, blue. See, green, red, blue, green, red. Fine. Here you can provide the entire green also. It will be the same thing. Or you just provide G8 so it understands automatically. And you can also do it like, let's say, this is a light green, red and blue. Light green is, I think, not there. But online it would be available. Many palette colors are there. You can take those. Fine. Okay, so we have also seen this. We have also seen this. Now let me show you heat map. Okay. Are you aware about correlation? What is correlation? Hmm. So let's say we have two columns, votes and rating. So how much they are, let's say, related. So we can find the correlation amongst them. Okay, let's say you have two columns. So pandas has this inbuilt function. Let's say you have votes Okay, you take two columns and rating and to find the correlation CORR. So you see, it shows that votes and votes to are totally correlated, but votes and rating are very less correlated. If you see votes, rating, and cost also, you see these three because this is between numerical only. So cost and votes are still, you know, zero point 0.3. So these are still related, more correlated than rating. What correlation means that if cost is increasing, then votes are also increasing. If cost is decreasing, votes are also decreasing. If it was totally one, so it would be a perfect correlation. So if vote is increasing, cost is also increasing, vote is decreasing, cost is also decreasing. Okay. If it is zero, it means there is no correlation. There can also be negative correlation. Vote is increasing, cost is decreasing. Vote is decreasing, cost is increasing. So that is inversely proportional. Okay. Now you can also plot this. Okay. Let's say if we simply use this. Sorry. So if we use this pandas thing, then to this gives this. Okay. So usually what we do, we use a heat map. I'll show you what is a heat map. SNS.heat map. See this on x and y axis, it is just like that table that we saw. Okay. And the lighter the value of this box means higher they are correlated. You see this, these three are the lightest because votes and votes, they are so perfectly correlated. So you see this one means light, dark means zero. Make sense? And you see there was still correlation between cost and votes, zero point 0.3 something. So this is, you know, purplish. In black means it is rating, and you know, rating and votes was 0.09 something like that. So that's why it's very less correlated. Fine. So these are known as heat maps. Heat maps. Okay. These are known as heat. If you see, let's see some other data set also, which has, let's say, higher number of columns. Let's say California housing train data set. So you have this data, and if you do a SNS dot heat map over the correlation of this data, and correlation is between numerical columns only. So see, this is the heat map. Okay, this shows lighter the value. So just forget about this diagonal. Okay, because this would always be light. Just see about the lower half of this triangle or the upper half. Let's say here we see this total bedrooms is highly correlated with total rooms. That is obvious. If there are many bedrooms in a house, there would be larger number of rooms also. So this is what is correlation. And let's say households is also correlated to total rooms. Okay. So this is how different things are correlated. Fine. Okay. So in machine learning and all those things, we usually use this heat maps. So we'll see this again. Okay. It is widely used in machine learning as well. Okay, so here we have done Matplotlib, we have also seen Seaborn, we have also seen pandas plotting. Okay, so many different types of plots we have seen. There is another plot that is known as strip plot. Okay, so Which one? Strip function I had shown, that is for yeah, remember this is strip plot. This is a bit different. So strip plot is again, let's say we want to see sns dot strip plot, data is equal to data, and again data city is only Delhi, and x for this is, let's say, rating, y is, let's say, x is locality, y is rating. So see, for North Delhi, most of the ratings are around these values. See, this is how we use strip plot. Okay. Hmm. So every observation is shown as a single dot, and horizontally it is changing. This is similar to, you can also scatter plot, or even violent plot is like this. If you see violent plot, I had shown you also violent plot. See, which is also similar. You know, this also has similar characteristics like strip plot, or, and even box plot, that is also similar only. That also shows similar things. Box plot, if you see, this is also similar. So same data can be shown in many ways. Just depends on what how best you can show things. Okay. There's also swarm plot. Same data, I'll show you with so many plots. Swarm plot. See, this is swarm plot. More clear. This is how much it is. If here there are many values, then here there are many values, and here lesser and lesser. So this is swarm plots. Many different types of plots you can use just for showing whatever data that you have. Okay, fine. So these are, I think, most of the plots we have covered. There are few which I think which are rarely used, but we'll still see them when we try different things. Okay, fine. So I think most of the plots part is done. Yeah. In airflow, what are you doing? Okay. Okay. That is, so airflow is clear to you? Any doubts there? Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. That is fine. That is fine. So next, what do you want to cover? Okay, you want to start with Django? Oops. We can start with, we can go into file handling also, oops also. So you want to, the point is that you want to get into more of Python, and then you can go into Django, or you want to first go into Django and sath you want to learn Python. Hmm. Okay, okay. So then let us finish. There are not many concepts left. in Python. Okay, only some concepts are only. So we will, let's for next 4 5 classes if we take, let us cover those concepts. And Django it will complete earlier in the sense. It will take some time. It will take some time because Django, before Django, we will cover Flask. So that's why first we'll have to cover Flask. We'll understand Flask, and then we will move on to Django because directly. Hmm. Okay. 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 What I would say, suggest you is let's start with Flask. Okay, let's start with Flask from next class, and with that only, because in Flask you will also use, you know, uh, some concepts of oops. So when we will use them, and together we'll understand as well, and even file handling and all those things also we will be using in Flask and Django as well. Okay, so that would be easier for you to understand. So, because I think for Django to cover in next month, at least you should also have time to play around with it. Hmm. Hmm. So what are they using then? Okay, just airflow. Okay, fine, fine. So Postgre, Django, Postgre, airflow, and what else? Okay. Okay, then let's start with Flask then, and with Flask only we will cover oops as well as file handling. These two concepts we will cover with Flask. Okay, pandas is mostly done. NumPy is, there is only few things in NumPy, but most of the one that things that you will use, that is mostly done in NumPy as well. And we'll also see exception handling in Python. Okay, that also is left. That also we'll see with Flask. So all these concepts with Flask and Django we will be using as it is these concepts. So it would be easier to explain there. Okay. Okay. Okay then. See you then.